Alright y'all, what's going on? It's Black Balloon and we are coming back with another video. So we're gonna jump right into it. Alright y'all, so I came across a clip with Jaguar Wright again that I'd never seen. The clip is pretty old. I think they did the interview back in 2020. And it's one of like those type of podcasts, interview, YouTube channels that she sits on a lot to this day. I think her most recent was with that same channel. In that interview, she talked a lot about predators and Hollywood and how, you know, people come into the game at a very young age and, you know, they're prey. They're prey to these men, even prey to some women. And she talked about Tevin Campbell when he was at a very young age. She talked about Michael Jackson. It really hit the internet about Tevin Campbell because of the claims that she made. It just sparked me. I was like, you know what? I've never talked about Tevin Campbell on the channel or, you know, anything close to him. We talked about Quincy Jones, which, you know, we all know that Quincy Jones introduced Tevin Campbell into the industry. He was huge in the 90s, early 90s, late 90s, and his career just kind of went silent. Now, did it go silent because of the accusations that Jaguar Wright was talking about? Or was there other things going on as well? And it was just all kind of combined and his career just went left. When I show y'all the clip, Jaguar Wright is not the first one to talk about Tevin Campbell the way that she did. We also gonna show the clip of the guy who was the first one to probably say it. Now, a lot of y'all might know what I'm talking about without me saying it if y'all pay attention. But I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna wait till that clip come up because, you know, I guess he was a pretty influential figure in hip hop as well. So, you know, we'll jump into the whole story and just go down the rabbit hole again. You know, since all of this stuff has been coming out, Diddy, TD Jakes, you know, we might as well talk a little bit more about Quincy Jones, Tevin Campbell, and, you know, all this stuff that's been going on in the industry. We might as well tackle this topic as well. You know, it fits right into what's been going on lately. So how about we keep exposing it? So I'm going to stop talking right here, man. Y'all go ahead and check out this first clip of Jaguar Wright talking. And then we'll come back and get into a little bit more. So check this out.
Let me ask you this: like any female entertainer or artist trying to do music, right?
Yeah.
What would be your advice to them? You know what I mean? Oh.
Unless you built for it. I would never wish this career on any woman. There's only 3 different kinds of careers in this world where a woman's safety and respect for her body are totally disregarded. Strippers, sex workers, and female entertainers. We are treated no different than prostitutes because we're entertainers. Well, that's what the word actress used to mean back in the 1800s. It meant prostitute. We're the meat. Judy Garland used to say it best. They come and they love me while I'm on stage, and then I go and I take the clothes off, and it's just me and the bag of bones, wondering when it'll all be over. Judy Garland said that about her experiences. She was in one of the greatest American films of all time. You remember? What's the name of the movie? The Wizard of Oz? If you knew how many times they took a piece out of her while she was going down the yellow brick road, she was probably clicking them damn shoes hoping that they worked for real. Or how many young child stars get passed around at parties? If you actually knew the stories about Michael Jackson. If you actually knew what they do to children. What they did to my very close friend, LaToya Gaines, Rosie Gaines' daughter from New Power Generation. Her and Tevin Campbell were very close. I know Tevin, but we're not friends. Him and LaToya were friends. How does a boy with a voice like that had the records that he had that could have easily transformed into one of the greatest male vocals of all time, end up prostituting himself for drugs and change on Hollywood Boulevard? How does that happen with a gift like his? My advice to any female who wants to get into this business: have a thick skin, do not drink alcohol, never get high in front of anybody, keep somebody close to you that you know at all times. Summer. Has anybody bothered to ask why she all of a sudden became claustrophobic and couldn't perform anymore? Because she had anxiety? Yeah, she got anxiety. Somebody touched her. I don't know it for a fact, but I seen it I heard it I know the sound. I can look in a woman's eyes and tell when she been touched. She don't trust none of the people that she around, so she just gonna stay off the road, you see. Now, for every name that I can tell you that you know, I can give you about 55 to 1 of all the ones that didn't make it but got the stories. See, those are the worst ones. Because you got ran through, you went through all of that, and then you made it to the deal, and then you ain't get no deal. But you got all the horror stories though. That's why women in this game go so hard. This is my spot. It's my spot. And it's worse in hip hop than it is in singing. Guard your loins until we find a way to change the way women are treated in this industry. Guard your loins, because it doesn't make any sense. If I go to work and I sing my heart out and I do a concert and I got to do the meet and greet and I got to do this and I got to do that and yada, 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 whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. When I get on my bus, I'm going to be what? I'm going to be tired, right? I'm going to want to get some sleep, right?
Right.
Am I going to want to see a whole bunch of noise and hear a whole bunch of foolishness? So me walking into a fucking gangbang and niggas saying, oh, let me move out the way, with your dick in somebody's mouth. You could get in your bunk. I don't know whose juice is laying all over this shit. Who the fuck want to deal with that? Really?
It's crazy.
Or got to worry about whether or not when I get in my bunk, if somebody's going to climb in my bunk with me. It's the only fucking profession where women can be sexually assaulted and there's nobody to go to, because whoever they would go to would rather make the money than do what's right. That's how R. Kelly became R. Kelly.
Morals.
Money over morals? What morals? It's the music industry. Where are the what morals?
No, I'm saying they're choosing money over morals. Is what I'm saying.
Listen to me. It's deeper than that. It's not even money. See, it's power. It's dominion.
Some eyebrows with people is when I drop the information about Quincy Jones. All right, let's sex rings in Hollywood. And the people that he brought in, if you'll tell me if I'm lying. Tevin Campbell, his little sweet ass up and down Hollywood Boulevard.
Man, no matter what, they are always going to get these artists to promote that symbolism and do the salute to the one-eyed God. Now, that first photo that I had on the screen with Tevin and Quincy Jones, he was doing the one eye. This one right here, another one-eye pose. If it's true to things that he went into in the industry, you know, you're going to find these photos of these artists when they join the industry and were basically being groomed. It's up to y'all if y'all really want to believe Jaguar Wright. That's why I played that little short clip of Professor Griff saying it, because he said that way back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, or maybe right around the 2010s. I can't remember. That interview is probably one of the most popular amongst like the truth community. A lot of people have used his clips from that time when he was really exposing stuff, but he been talked about that with Tevin Campbell. And the reason is, you know, is relevant is because, like I said, we're talking about these industry gatekeepers that are predators, and they put these young child stars through hell. They groomed them, like he said, they were a part of sex rings, basically. Used them as damn near slaves, just how did he use Cassie. And they did it with these young little stars. Shoot, Tevin Campbell met Quincy Jones. Little did he know, he met him at what, 12, 13 years old? He recorded that huge hit, Can We Talk, Can We Talk? He recorded that at what, 15 years old? So think about it. It's the same how she talked about R. Kelly. That's how R. Kelly became R. Kelly. He was doing the same things to these young girls. And she's absolutely right. Women are the most abused in that industry. But obviously we see it happens with men, because we can go into Chris Stokes, we can go into Marcus Houston, them and all that. It happens with men, of course, but women are the most abused. Especially her when she was talking about Judy Garland. And I also want to use a little bit of this video to go into the Judy Garland thing a little bit more. You know, I guess we could read a little bit about her and talk about how even back, you know, then in the film industry, her playing in The Wizard of Oz, it being, you know, damn near a movie written for MK Ultra. We've talked about that a couple times, especially in those Disney videos as well. But we'll talk a little bit about her death and how, you know, it's kind of like the same MO. You know, abused her, and she was full of drugs from 10 years old up until she died. But we'll get into that in this next portion of the video. But, you know, to speak more about this industry and how they do these young child stars, man, the gatekeepers of today, they got so much on their hands, so much wickedness in their heart that they'll never be able to escape it. And I believe it'll still come out, you know, as far as more people that were involved in these sex rings with these young child stars. You know, and I was glad I looked at this clip because, like I said, I've never talked about Tevin Campbell on my channel before, and never really went into his story like that either, you know, because he calls himself a child star. Like, he doesn't, you know, at least to him, he doesn't see himself as anything after that, because after his third album, I think in 1996, you know, everything just kind of went left for him. That's why I said it could have been things going on behind the industry where, you know, it got to him so much he turned into, you know, I think he even got arrested for soliciting sex in 1999. Look how they did LaToya Gaines, Tevin Campbell, Michael Jackson. I think there was another woman as well. But y'all, you know, this kind of stuff, man, it's gonna come out eventually, man. Even more than what's going on right now. We see the things that are coming out right now, and to me, you know, just like they say, what's done in the dark will always come to the light, man. So for the rest of this video, I think we'll just go a little bit into Judy Garland as well, you know, just to cover that because it's something different. We never really talked about her like that on the channel. I think I'll go ahead and read from this article, and we'll go ahead and wrap the video up. So check this out. All right, y'all. Now, in this part of the video, I'm not going to go too deep into it because we did cover this in my Disney series. Now, I didn't talk directly about Judy Garland, but we went over The Wizard of Oz. It might be the one that I have exclusive to my Patreon. I can't remember if I put it in the one that's on YouTube because we did like 2 or 3 parts. It goes to show you that everything that Jaguar Wright said, and it's very, you know, widely known that Judy Garland, it's known how she was treated in Hollywood from at a very young age, 10 years old, when she basically started being addicted to uppers and downers, according to a lot of articles that say her mom started giving it to her when she was around 10 years old to basically keep her performing the way that she does, right? You know, this will give you a little bit of inside thought of her being in, just like Jaguar Wright said, one of the biggest American movies of all time, The Wizard of Oz. Article talks about The Wizard of Oz used in monarch mind control, MK Ultra. So, almost all documentation relating to the MK Ultra project and mind control mention the importance of the Wizard of Oz. In the 1940s, the story was reportedly chosen by members of the U.S. intelligence community to provide a thematic foundation for their trauma-based mind control program. The movie was edited and giving a different meaning in order to use it as a tool to reinforce the programming on the victim. Very key to remember. The close relationship between Dorothy, who is played by Judy Garland, and her dog is a very subtle connection between the satanic cult's use of animals, which are familiars. A monarch slave child will be allowed to bond with the pet. Listen to this. The child will want to bond with the pet anyway because people are terrifying to it by this point. Then the pet is killed to traumatize the child. Think about that, y'all. It gives us a little bit of insight into how they actually used mind control in MK Ultra. Monarch slaves are taught to follow the yellow brick road. No matter what fearful things lie ahead, the monarch slave must follow the yellow brick road which is set out before them by their master. Remember that yellow brick road represents the path to illumination, but we'll read a little bit more about that in a second. The rainbow with its 7 colors has long had the occult significance of being a great spiritual hypnotic device. We may also speculate that the scene where Dorothy falls asleep in a poppy field is a reference to the use of heroin to relax and manipulate the victims of mind control. To give you a little bit of background on the person that actually is the author of The Wizard of Oz, his name is Frank Baum. He was a member of a Theosophical Society, which is an organization based on occult research and the comparative study of religions. Baum had a deep understanding of theosophy and, consciously or not, created an allegory of the theosophic teachings when he wrote The Wizard of Oz, and he definitely did it consciously. The Theosophical Society is an occult organization mainly based on the teachings of Helena, which seeks to extract the common roots of all religions in order to form a universal doctrine. This is Helena here. Goes to show you that the people who were actually, behind this movie, the author and the teachings of it, come from people who are very deeply rooted in occult knowledge and finding of seeking the supposed, origin of oneself. The ultimate goal is, of course, to return to the state of divinity from which we've emerged. The same tenets can be found in other schools, such as Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, and other order teachings. The mysteries. It says, the entire story of The Wizard of Oz is an allegorical tale of the soul's path to illumination. The yellow brick road. In Buddhism, the same concept is referred to as the golden path. The story starts with Dorothy Gale living in Kansas, which symbolizes the material world, the physical plane where each one of us starts our spiritual journey. Dorothy feels an urge to go over the rainbow, to reach the ethereal realm and follow the path of illumination. She has basically passed the nadir, if I said that right, by demonstrating the urge to seek her higher truth. Dorothy is then brought to Oz by a giant cyclone spiraling upward, representing the cycles of karma, the cycles of errors and lessons learned. It also represents the theosophical belief in reincarnation, the round of physical births and deaths of a soul until it is fit to become divine. It's also interesting to note that the yellow brick road of Oz begins as an outwardly expanding spiral. In occult symbolism, this spiral represents the evolving self, the soul ascending from matter into the spiritual world. And also, the silver shoes that she wore in this movie was basically, it was like a cord. The cord represented, the space in between the physical and spiritual realm. So everything that was done in this movie was very symbolic to the occult world. I think the scariest part of all this is that, just like this article says, The Wizard of Oz is widely perceived as an innocent child's fairy tale. It is almost impossible not to attribute symbolic meaning to Dorothy's quest. As in all great stories, the characters and the symbols of The Wizard of Oz can be given a second layer of interpretation, which may vary, depending on the reader's perception. I say it's kind of scary because you got to think about it. People, this was a long time ago, y'all. We almost at a point, this is damn near 100 years ago. They wrote this book and this movie for little kids. I have no idea what they're really watching, what it really represents, because they're so young. They didn't write it, but that is what Disney is. That is what Disney became, This is where it all comes from, and it's all directly geared to children and little minds and manipulation and mind control, experimenting through movies. Just like somebody just recently commented on that Taraji P. Henson video. Hollywood was created literally to cast spells and basically induce mind control on everyone who chooses to participate, meaning watching the movies, the shows, so on and so on. We all do. We've all had mind control and spells put on us. We just didn't know it. And this is where it started. This is where it came from people who are interested in the occult and these occult teachings and putting their knowledge out and the things that they wanted to seek for themselves into the world, through spells, basically. That's ultimately is kind of what it is. If you write something that has a completely different intention of what the viewer knows, you're basically casting a spell on that person. Now, I'm not talking about every movie, every book, but things like this that purely is meant for mind control to younger kids, to develop a study on doing mind control on the subject. you're basically casting a spell in a sense, you know, and we talk about that a lot on this channel. But yeah, y'all, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just end it right here because this topic is real deep, but I talked about this in those Disney videos, so I don't want to, you know, really repeat some of the same stuff. But for the people that haven't seen those videos, I'll link them in the description so y'all could go check it out. Also, there is an exclusive part on my Patreon if y'all want to go check that out as well. It's completely up to you. So yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. I really like to get y'all opinions, especially on the back half of this video, including everything we talked about with Tevin Campbell and all that stuff too. Hopefully this video wasn't like too just far off between the first half and the second half of the video. But man, with that being said, y'all, I appreciate every last one of y'all, man. It's the new year. Specifically waited to drop this video today. Didn't want to do it on Sunday because I know people be doing things on New Year's Eve and stuff like that. But man, I hope y'all had a wonderful year. And, you know, I hope y'all, you know, have a lot of plans for the new year to change things, make things different in your life, chase new goals, new horizons, and, you know, seek God much more than you ever have before, because in the times that we're living in, we need him. You know, we need him every single day. We need to pray. We need to get into the Bible. We need to do every single thing, you know, a bit much more than we have been in the past. And we get another chance, we get another day to do those things and to make it happen for ourselves and for the people around us and our family. So with that being said, man, I guess this is kind of a toast to 2023 and a welcome to the new year. So I hope y'all had a good day, good night, a blessed new year. I appreciate every last one of y'all, man. Everybody who's came to the channel, who support, who shows love. And yeah, man, the grind won't stop, man. Y'all already know what's going on. Happy New Year. With that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.
I'm very self-conscious about talking about myself. But I think I've got something to write about at last. If you like it, you'll like it. If you don't like it, you won't like it. But you won't be able to take it lightly any more than I've been able to take it lightly. I've laughed at myself when I should have cried. And I've cried because I had every reason. I got damn mad. I'm an angry lady. I'm a lady who is angry. I'm been insulted, slandered, humiliated, but still America's sweetheart. Now I'm a rather intelligent, I think, and I'm emotional, yeah. I'm a woman, I'm emotional. I'm not something you wind up and put on a stage that sings Carnegie Hall album and you put her in a closet and forget to invite her to the party that's given for her. The agents leave her behind. I'm mad, I am mad enough, and yet still very self-conscious, but I'm going to write a book and I'm going to talk because I can do something besides sing, you know. I don't always have to sing a song. There is something besides The Man That Got Away or Over the Rainbow or the trolley song. There's a woman. There are 3 children. There's me. There's a lot of life going here.